A very good day to all. My name is Ravi Tiwari. I have done my graduation from Deen Dayal Upadhyay, Gorakhpur University, and currently pursuing my master's degree from IIT Dhanbad. So today we are going with a session of reaction mechanism. So if we see the word reaction mechanism, it consists of two things. One is reaction and another one is mechanism. So first, if we see a general reaction in which a reactant get combined with reagent under the condition of solvent, temperature and pressure, we get a product. So according to Arrhenius concept, we know that reactant molecules collide with each other to form a product. We read previously in chemical kinetics chapter. So if we see carbon sp3 hybridized center, the product formation takes place by the two types. First one is substitution reaction. And second one is elimination reaction. So substitution reactions are further divided into many types, which are A. SN1, B. SN2, C. SNI, and D. SNAR, and E. SNNGP, where SN1 stands for unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, SN2 stands for bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, SNI stands for intramolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, and SNAR stands for aromatic nucleophilic substitution reaction, and SNNGP stands for neighboring group participation nucleophilic substitution reaction. If we go through the elimination reaction, it also be categorized into different types. First one is E1, another one E2, C, E1CB, and fourth one is EI. So E1 stands for unimolecular elimination, E2 stands for beta hydral elimination or bimolecular elimination, and E1CB stands for unimolecular conjugate base elimination, and EI stands for intramolecular elimination reaction. So here today we are discussing two types of substitution reaction, which are SN1 and SN2. So SN1 reaction, where SN1 in SN1, 1 stands for unimolecular, N stands for nucleophilic, and S stands for substitution reaction. So SN1 is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So we look its key features. First, it proceeds through two steps. If we see an example for the formation of tertiary butyl alcohol from tertiary butyl bromide in the presence of H2O, it proceeds via two steps. The first step is the formation of tertiary butyl carbocation from tertiary butyl bromide. In this step, the loss of bromide leaving group will be takes place and forming a tertiary butyl carbocation, which is quite stable due to its 9 hyperconjugating structures. So if we go through its second step, we see that the formation of product from the carbocation intermediate. In this step, the nucleophile generated from H2O, which is OH minus, attack on the carbocation, forming the tertiary butyl alcohol as a product. So if we see that reaction, in this reaction, tertiary butyl carbocation tertiary butyl carbocation OH minus, which is generated from H2O, attack on the carbocation form and forming the tertiary butyl alcohol as a major product. So this is SN1 reaction in which it forming the product by two steps, which is loss of leaving group in first step and addition of nucleophile in the second step. So the rate of this reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of substrate. So if we see the first step, in the first step carbocation is formed. So the formation of carbocation is the slowest step here, which is rate determining step, and with the help of which we are writing the rate law. So rate of reaction is directly proportional to concentration of substrate. So if we write the rate of reaction for this example, we can write as rate is directly proportional to the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide. So here we see that the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide raised to the power 1, due to which we called SN1 reaction as it follows first order kinetics. So that is about the reactions mechanism of the SN1 reaction. Now we have further look about the energy profile diagram of this SN1 reaction. Now we have seen the energy profile diagram of SN1 reaction. So in energy profile diagram, we have two coordinates in which y coordinate shows potential energy and x coordinate shows reaction coordinate. So if we draw the reaction coordinate energy profile diagram, we see that it has two humps. द फर्स्ट हम shows the transition state formed in first step and the second हम shows the transition state formed in the second step. So we can write it as TS1 for transition state 1 and TS2 for the transition state 2, where this shows that the reactant and the last one shows that it is product. Now this point indicates the intermediate formation, which is represented by the symbol I. So this is the energy profile diagram of the SN1 reaction. Now another point is the polar protic solvent is used here. So first of all we should know what is polar protic solvent. So solvent are of two types. Solvent are of two types. First one is polar solvent and second one is non-polar solvent. So we already know that polar solvent has partial positive or partial negative or positive or negative charge, whereas non-polar solvent does not have any charges like partial positive or partial negative. So polar solvent are of two types: polar protic and polar aprotic. So polar protic solvent consists of H plus ion in the solution, or it releases H plus, whereas polar aprotic solvent cannot releases its H plus. For example, polar protic solvent like H2O, ROH releases H plus easily, whereas polar aprotic solvent like acetone, DMSO cannot release H plus. This is all about the solvent used in SN1 reaction. So we look features about SN1 reaction. It proceeds through two steps, follows first order kinetics in which concentration of substrate depends rate. Formation of intermediate takes place, which is carbocation, and rate depends upon the concentration of substrate. Polar protic solvent is used here, and retention of stereo takes place. Retention of stereo takes place in the SN1 reaction is due to the attack of the nucleophile in the second step from the position from the side where Br loss will be takes place in this example. So we say that the addition of nucleophile OH minus takes place from the side where Br is get losing. So that is the retention of stereo in the SN1 reaction. So that is all about the SN1 reaction. So now we have look about SN2 reaction, in which 2 stands for biomolecular, N stands for nucleophilic, and S stands for substitution reaction. So SN2 is biomolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now we also look its key features. The reaction proceeds in a single step via formation of a transition state. So we look how reaction proceed with a single step via formation of transition state. If we go through mechanism, in the mechanism, if we consider a tetravalent carbon which has valency A, B, C at base position and D at the dash position. If a incoming nucleophile is attacked on the carbon center, then it attacks from the back side of the group, which is leaving group here. Here we have B as a leaving group. So nucleophile attacks just from the opposite side of the B, so that we get a transition state which looks like B, nucleophile just opposite to it, A is here, C is at wedge position, and D is at dash position. So we write here as pentavalent transition state is formed in which carbon center is sp3 plus p hybridized, because we know that carbon doesn't have any vacant d orbital or d orbital, so we don't write it as sp3d hybridized. Here carbon is pentavalent, which is seen here, so that's why we have called it as pentavalent transition state, which is the transition state of SN2 reaction. Now the formation of product takes place by the loss of this leaving group D. By the loss of leaving group B, we get our product as C at wedge and D at dash position. So if we look at the starting material and the product, we have seen that B here is at planar side, and in the product the nucleophile attached just opposite to the side of B. So here we say that in SN2 reaction inversion of stereo will takes place, that is the nucleophile addition takes place just opposite to the leaving group, which is B here. That is the mechanism of the SN2 reaction. In SN2 reaction, polar aprotic solvent is used. For example, DMSO, acetone. Now we are going to look at the energy profile diagram of SN2 reaction. So if we look the energy profile diagram of SN2 reaction, we have two coordinates in which y coordinates represents potential energy and x coordinate represents reaction coordinate, just like as SN1 reaction. A major difference between a SN1 and a SN2 reaction is that we get a single hump here, because no intermediate is formed in this SN2 reaction. So reaction takes place via the formation of transition state, which is shown by the hump here, which is called as transition state 1, and this represents reactant and this represents product. So from the energy profile diagram, we have seen that no intermediate formation will be takes place in the SN1 reaction. So if we see the reaction in which the nucleophile attack on the carbon center, forming a transition state and forming a product, so we have seen that the formation of transition state here is rate determining step or the slowest step in the SN2 reaction. So if we write its rate equation, then we see that the rate depends upon the concentration of the starting reactant, which is which is represented here, and also it depends upon the nucleophile file which is attack on the starting substrate. Now from the rate we have seen that the concentration of substrate and nucleophile affects the rate. So overall the rate of reaction is of second order. That is written here. That is all about the SN2 reaction. Now we go through the factors affecting the rate of SN1 reaction. If we see that the rate of SN1 reaction, we find that the rate depends upon the concentration of substrate. That is, as the starting substrate easily lose the leaving group forming the intermediate carbocation, more will be the rate of the SN1 reaction. That is, the rate of SN1 reaction is depends upon the stability of the intermediate formed in first step. So we have already know that the 3 degree carbocation is most stable, then 2 degree and then 1 degree. So the final order of rate of reaction for SN1 reaction is 3 degree, then 2 degree and then 1 degree. Now we look about the factors affecting the rate of SN2 reaction. If we see the rate of SN2 reaction, the rate depends upon the concentration of substrate as well as the nucleophile concentration. So if we see the concentration of substrate, as bulkier as the starting substrate, lesser will be the rate of SN2 reaction. For example, if we see the tertiary butyl bromide as a starting substrate for the SN2 reaction, it cannot undergo SN2 reaction because here the tertiary butyl group is highly bulkier, but due to which the nucleophilic attack from the back side cannot take place, and thus the product cannot be formed here. So more will be the bulkier starting substrate, lesser will be the rate of SN2 reaction. So the order of rate for the SN2 reaction is 3 degree carbon is grade 3 degree carbon, then 2 degree carbon and then 1 degree carbon. 1 degree carbon gives faster SN1 reaction as compared to 2 degree, and 3 degree generally cannot give any SN2 reaction. Now we have looked about the nucleophilicity factor. Nucleophilicity depends upon the two factors. First one is charge. Charge relates with the species that contains the negative or a lone pair. So the species containing the negative charge is giving more faster SN2 reaction as compared to the nucleophile, neutral species. If we see the electronegativity factor, as less as the electronegativity of the element, more faster will be the SN2 reaction. That is, the rate of SN2 reaction in halogen family is I minus gives faster SN2 reaction, whereas Cl minus gives slower SN2 reaction. That's the factor affecting SN1 reaction and factor affecting the SN2 reaction. Now we look some examples of order of rate of SN1 and SN2 reaction. So we see previously that rate of SN1 reaction is 3 degree gives faster, then 2 degree gives faster, and then 1 degree carbocation gives faster rate of SN1 reaction. So here in first one it is 3 degree, and in second one it is 2 degree, and in the third it is 1 degree, and in fourth it is just a methyl group. So here the rate of SN1 reaction is the fastest rate of SN1 reaction is first, then second, then third, and then fourth. Now we look about the order of rate of SN2 reaction. So previously we looked at the fastest rate in the SN2 reaction is 1 degree carbon, then 2 degree carbon, and then 3 degree carbon. So here first one is 3 degree carbon, second one is 2 degree carbon, third one is 1 degree carbon, and fourth one is a methyl group. So here the order of SN2 reaction is fourth gives fastest SN2 reaction, then third, and then second, and then first. That is, first one gives slowest SN2 reaction. That is the questions related to the SN1 and SN2 reaction. That's all about the SN1 and SN2 reactions. Thank you all of you.